global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. For a while now, Martin Amaewhule and the 26 other lawmakers have taken it upon themselves to continue sitting for plenaries, insisting that they are the true, legitimate, and authentic lawmakers for the Rivers State Assembly. But as the events are unfolding, of course, they're making demands, literally, making demands that, in all honesty, we all know that Fubara will not listen to. In fact, Fubara does not recognize them as his lawmakers or the authentic guys in the River State House of Assembly. But it looks like the Riverians, the indigenes of River State, have decided to put a stop to all of this, and they are, on all honesty, putting Fubara on notice. I don't know how Fubara will handle this, but this is a case of pushing him to do what they feel is the needful to do it now. I'm going to give you full details on that, but before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel now. Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership, ITSGL, has handed the governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, a 7-day ultimatum to evict the 27 embattled state lawmakers from the government house quarters where they currently occupy. Now, President General of this organization, that's Chizi Anyi Esquire, gave this ultimatum in Port Harcourt just a few hours ago, really, during a chat with media men in the state on the ongoing political crisis in the state. Anyi alleged that it is not good for the lawmakers who had lost their seats upon the campaign from People's Democratic Party, PDP, which produced them to the All Progressive Congress, APC. He stated that Martins, Amaewhule, and others had lost their seat and should pack out of the assembly quarters, urging the governor to evict them within 7 days. He said that Martins, Amaewhule, and others commenced an action against Rivers State government, National Assembly, and others between October and November 2023 and defected from PDP to APC on December 11, 2023, thereby losing their legitimacy as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly as provided by Section 109 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The matter before Justice Omotosho was not on the legitimacy of Martins, Amaewhule, and others as members of Rivers State House of Assembly, assuming it were what would have been the business of the National Assembly to a party to the suit. As members of the Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership, we are not comfortable with the actions of the governor of Rivers State by allowing the former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amaewhule, to continue to occupy the properties of the State Assembly. Hence, we are giving the government and governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, 1 week ultimatum to immediately vacate all the illegal occupants of assembly properties. That's illegal occupant of assembly properties or face legal actions. My colleague is in the house. Now, one would say that Fubara have really shown a lot of magnanimity and a lot of, should I call it softness? Some say diplomacy, some say he's a very good man. And others have been saying, let's call a spade a spade. If it was Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, would he or would they, in all honesty, be sitting comfortably or even sitting plenary of any kind, anyway, even if it's under the tree? Would they even still be occupying the legislative quarters? Of course not. If the former governor of Rivers State could not come into Rivers State conveniently, I'm talking about former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi during the reign and time of Wike, he literally slept and lived in Abuja. Why his hometown? He couldn't step in. To the point that Nyesom Wike, then governor, the present FCT minister, had to say that some of all these Abuja politicians, if they know that they should come into Rivers now, that's to tell you how what former governor, the one who handed power to him, how much more if it were to be Wike that is occupying the seat of the governor. Now Martin Amaewhule defected and they are still sitting there. Before they even think of going to court or going to anywhere, they would have settled the matter. My colleague is in the house. What's your take with this latest development where the Riverians themselves are making demands that Fubara must act now, or else he would be the one to face legal actions from them?
Well, for me, as much as we are not looking for chaos in real estate, but I think that would have been the ideal thing to do, because it's expected that if you vacate a seat, every privileges that goes with that seat must be stripped from you. Already by the provision of the Constitution, they are no longer lawmakers because they've cross-carpeted. Meaning that they have cross-carpeted, we need to show some respect. So I feel that it would have been the duty of the governor, to vacate them, just like these guys have said, because the reason why they are doing what they are doing is because, unfortunately, he's a very peaceful guy. He doesn't want issues in the state and all of them. But nobody will stop him if he decides to from day one, because, doing it now, most people will be pointing fingers at the fact that there's a court case, and they'll be saying it's because he's going to go on it's going to be in our favor. That's why he's trying to distract the judiciary and all of that. From inception, immediately you heard that they have cross-carpeted. The next day, you take people in there, that's police officers in there, vacate them immediately.
It's not even the same police officers that are protecting them.
Whether it is police officer, but the state does not belong to the police. The state belongs to Governor Fubara. He is the chief executive officer, the chief security officer of the state. So everyone is mandated to do his bidding. You understand? So that would have been the first thing he would have done, because if he had done that, it would have been very glaring before them. That's why I said, whether these guys like it or not, at one point they will sit back somewhere and celebrate the person of Fubara. If it was Wike, we know who Wike is. Wike wouldn't even, it's not even, he will just give instruction that they should leave, and some of them even will be in their villages staying there to talk. Even in that your village, if you talk anyhow, he will follow you up there. We know who this guy was. You understand? But Fubara, I would say, as much as he had always wanted peace to abound, but to some extent, I think he's rather very slow, in doing some of these things. But I think that's just his style of leadership. He wants the main thing to come out first before he now begins to take his state. But then it clearly shows sometimes, especially for the hardened guys who can decam and then come on a public this thing and say we did not decam. It shows that he can't really take on them. But however, it is a state, and he's the one given the responsibility, to rule. Everything is in his hands. Either he obeys it, or that's obey the people who their demand, or he,
faces legal action.
Exactly. That's just a situation. But I can tell you for sure that even when the Supreme Court will tell those guys that they are no longer, lawmakers, they won't vacate that place. Because there's somebody who is always telling them he can't do anything, stay there. You understand? That's it.
Let's wait and see when that time comes. I'm sure they'll cross the hurdle. That's going to wrap